A Fox News alert is the U.S. military reportedly deploying 4 spy planes over the Korean peninsula following North Korea's ominous warning of a possible Christmas gift. This comes amid stalled nuclear negotiations. Retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel Dakota Wood, Senior Research Fellow for Defense Programs at the Heritage Foundation. Nice to see you, sir. We've got 4 spy planes up. We've been talking about this Christmas gift now for the past week, and nothing. Is the joke on us?
No, I think that, you're going to see rhetoric. North Korea had set their own deadline, whether we view that as some kind of obligation on our part, on the U.S. part or not, by the end of the year. So now you see, well, was it the Orthodox Christmas? Was it, traditional U.S.-focused Christmas? But the point being that North Korea has its agenda in place. It is wanting relief from sanctions, and it's using a lot of bluster, intimidation, and threats to try to get the U.S. to pull back, primarily from the economic sanctions and a presence on the South Korean peninsula.
The blackmail of missile tests, nuclear tests, et cetera, has worked for the Kim family for the past 50-plus years against much of the West. You talk about relief from sanctions. They want more relief from sanctions, but they've kind of gotten some relief since the maximum pressure campaign. The U.S. hasn't really been aggressively pursuing them. Is it time for that to start in response to the Christmas gift threat?
Oh, I believe so. Yeah, I think maximum pressure has been rightly criticized as being anything but maximum. I mean, there are hundreds of companies and individuals in North Korea, and certainly the Chinese economic assistance, and even some by Russia, that has helped North Korea evade various sanctions in place. So my colleague Bruce Klinger has repeatedly pointed out things that the administration can do that it hasn't been doing, and even Ambassador Bolton has been very vocal on this matter.
Yeah, it's really the first issue he's spoken out about since being National Security Advisor. You point out Bruce's work, which is exceptional, and we appreciate as well. You mean the joke was already made by Lucas Tomlinson about whether this was Orthodox Christmas or our Christmas or what was lost in translation. One thing that seems to be happening for sure is the Iranians are teaming up with the Russians and the Chinese for these drills in the Indian Ocean. And this is what the Iran Armed Forces spokesperson had to say about it. The Indian Ocean and Sea of Oman are key routes for international trade, and many countries use these routes. And therefore, establishment of security in the region is vital and crucial. And boy, shouldn't everybody feel better because the Iranians are on it?
Yeah, nobody talks in moderate terms, right? So all these extreme words, crucial and immediate and all these sorts of things. There's really no downside for China in getting involved in that part of the world. They are dependent on a lifeline of energy, especially from the Middle East. Russia continues to want to be involved in that part of the world. And anything that they do that appears to put the U.S. at a disadvantage, they're going to take advantage of. But this particular naval exercise, we need to see really what's involved with that. Should
we be worried about China now trying to project a blue water navy and project force so far beyond its borders, even if they do have an economic interest?
Yeah, they have made substantial increases in shipbuilding. They're on their 3rd aircraft carrier. The 2nd one was just inducted into the PLA Navy. They have already surpassed 300 ships. They're on track to hit about 350 in the next 4 years versus the United States, which looks like it's actually reducing numbers from 293 or so back to about 287. Yeah. So the numbers certainly favor China, and they are investing heavily in blue water capabilities that allow them to export military power abroad far beyond their continental waters.
Well, export it and sell it as well. This from the president, sort of tangential to the issues we're talking about. This tweet: Russia, Syria, and Iran are killing or on their way to killing thousands of innocent civilians in Idlib province. Don't do it. Turkey is working hard to stop this carnage. We can debate Turkey or not helping in this situation. That's a debatable point for sure. But does this kind of warning mean anything, you think, to the Iranians and the Russians?
Well, they do know. I mean, all politics are local. So whether it's politics internal to Russia, Turkey, Syria, or Iran, they have their own domestic issues that they're accounting on or having to contend with as they get involved in these foreign interventions. So is it to Russia or Iran's benefit to be supporting Syria, dealing with this issue? Where does Turkey, how far do they go into Syria as well? So again, it's a whole bunch of competing interests. I think people take it day by day, what's in their interest. given their national interests. And the United States really is drawn back and seeing how this situation unfolds.
Yeah,
U.S. military power is not going to solve it. It has to be some kind of resolution affected by the parties on the ground.
What was it, Churchill, who said that countries don't have permanent allies, only permanent interests?
Permanent interests, that's right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, well.